Hello everybody, my name is Adrian. We are out here on the beautiful Roundalselvi in Voss, Norway, and today's course with Online Whitewater is going to teach you how to run waterfalls. Whether it's your first time going over the lip of a waterfall and experiencing that thrill, or you want to fine-tune your control in the air and you want to step it up, this course is right for you. So let's do exactly that. Here I'm at the bottom of the falls. I was able to tuck up nice and tight. I felt no impact whatsoever. This is because I was able to place my body on my kayak, put my paddle to the side and wait for that hit to hit me.
All these little waves and wave holes. That's the last one. Staying right and go to the drop and right move into the spray. You.
Say anything between 60 and 85 degrees is a sweet angle for running a tall waterfall and being vertical. I can cover all those dangerous spots, and by doing so I'm going to bring down the general risk and swing the equation more towards the reward.
In this course there's lots of clips of Adrian and Laura running absolutely massive waterfalls. But please don't worry, you don't have to be running waterfalls of this size to take this course on. This course is about taking the information that they've learned from running these higher waterfalls and applying it to the drops that you want to run. Adrian will be looking at all the techniques for boofing, where you skip away from the waterfall, and plugging, where you soften the impact and go deep on a manageable drop in Norway. In this course you'll hear us refer to both waterfalls and drops. These two terminologies are pretty interchangeable. However, you'll probably hear the word waterfall used for much larger features. We're so pleased to be able to work with both Laura and Adrian on this course. They both have a clear passion for running waterfalls. So you understand a little bit more of their background and why they've ended up in this position where they're travelling around the world running drops. They're going to go through a little bit of history about their paddling background.
My name is Adrian Mattern. I'm originally from Heidelberg, Germany, and first tapped into a kayak at the age of 8 years, which is by this point 22 years ago. Started together with my dad, kind of went down that classic route of joining a kayaking club, started to tap into really easy whitewater, and then quickly actually transitioned into freestyle kayaking, purely based off the fact that the smallest kayaks available in the club were freestyle kayaks. So I've been doing that for a few years, kind of got into competitions in my youth, always was whitewater kayaking next to it, but freestyle was kind of my main thing. And then I feel like a big moment for me was World Championships back in 2013, when I finished school and I first went out going kayaking internationally. I had saved up my hard-earned money and kind of just found myself at the freestyle feature in Nantahala in the US, not getting enough time in the water and not necessarily experiencing my first trip how I thought it was going to be. Eventually I decided to sneak away from training, ended up running the Green River Narrows, a super classic piece of whitewater over there, and immediately felt myself at home. I realized this is what I want to do in a kayak. I'm not necessarily a super competitive person when it comes to me versus other. I much rather try to operate within my own limits and ask myself how far can I push my own personal limits. So it kind of all happened naturally and organically that I shifted from freestyle kayaking into whitewater kayaking, started traveling, kind of like just looking for those spots I've always seen on videos growing up, following my idols and basically trying to kayak as much as possible. That was, and still is to this day, my main motivation, my main reason to get out there and get after it. Once I did that, I basically spent most of my years either on the building site or in a kayak, and with time, lots of persistence and a little bit of luck, I eventually made it to the position where nowadays I can gladly and luckily call myself a professional kayaker, meaning I get to spend as much time as I need and want to in a kayak, which is pretty much all of my year, something I'm very grateful and thankful for. And kayaking has brought me all over the world. I would say I find myself somewhere between the expedition and adventure approach of kayaking and running first descents, tall waterfalls. These are things I really care about. Equally, it's always a great day on the water. I can have just as much fun on class 3, and I'm a big fan of the statement and the fact that if you're not having fun on class 3 or class 2 or whatsoever, you're not doing it for the right reasons. Every day on my kayak on the whitewater is a great day. Just interacting with this beautiful force of nature, being able to pass through these sceneries and areas is something which ties into kayaking just as much as the action approach, something I love just as much. And I'm hoping to share some of that stoke and knowledge which I have luckily accumulated over the last 22 years by this point, and hopefully give some of that knowledge to you guys and see your progress, enjoy kayaking just as much as I do, and we all share the same love, we all do it for the same reason, and that's because we truly like it. And enjoy the course.
Hi, my name is Laura Hofberger. I'm from Augsburg, Germany, and I started paddling through my parents. They got me into kayaking, which I'm very grateful for. And over the years, my passion for the sport just got more and more and more. And now it's the thing I built my life around. I'm working as a teacher, so I have a lot of holidays, which I'm using to get to beautiful places like here in Norway. And I do like all kinds of kayaking. I do like big water, that's super fun, but I also like just class joy with friends or exploring and going on missions. So it's widely stretched, and that's also nice because for every part of your life you want something different, and some days you just want to have a chill day on the river with your friends and hitting all those good boofs and just having a good time, and other days you want to push yourself and get the adventure on. So I just love this sport.
Quick disclaimer here. These are my personal experiences from running waterfalls for more than 20 years. Just keep in mind, we're all built different. We all have our own style and expression on the water. This should give you a great overview of what techniques are out there and how to use them. But always keep in mind that it comes down to your personal style when it comes to running waterfalls in your kayak.
Don't forget that as you go through the course, you can ask any questions by email or in the comments box below each video. You can also head over to the community section to get support there. So, when you're ready, move on to the first lesson where Adrian's going to be looking at equipment.